Hello, folks. Welcome to one of Wayne's wonders. This is me having a bit of a giggle and trying to make the best of it. While obviously, from the waist up at the moment, it's gymnast. From the waist down, it's disaster. Pins aren't working too well at the minute. So while we're in bloody agony and waiting for some of this treatment to work, I've come over to Kane because I can sit on my backside mainly in between filming all this, because obviously I've been off for a bit. So first thing that happens is all your stuff goes out of calibration, doesn't it? So so we all know how that works. Now I've come over to Kane because they're not that far from where I live. They're over at Atherton. I live in Bolton. But you can stick your stuff in the post and they turn it round really quickly. I know that side of things too, because I've done it that way as well. Right, so one of the things I've always wondered is what actually happens when you send your kit in for calibration. What do they actually do? Because Kane, when you go in at the counter, as I used to do, hand over your stuff, blah, you come back, pick it up, you haven't got a clue what they've done, have you? Well, neither have I. So today I'm going to try and find out. But Kane have very kindly let me come over, and I'm going to have a bit of a nosy and see what happens to our kit when it goes in there. So, yeah, I'm going to leave this bit like this, and I shall speak to you soon. Right, folks. Well, I got asked a question by one of the younger lads recently, which was about flue gas analyzers. And it was, what happens when we send them in for calibration? So I've reached out to Kane, basically asking the question. And Kane, bless them, said, well, why don't you come down and find out? So part of what I'm doing today is I've come down to the Atherton branch, and the lovely folks have given me a walk round, and I'm going to try and give you a little bit of an insight. Obviously there's bits we're not allowed to film because there'll be bits of equipment that are quite literally brand secrets and things like that. But for all of those people that think when you send your analyzer in, it just comes in, gets plugged in, they flick a switch, and then it gets put back in a box and sent back to you. No. It goes through a lot more than that. Now, Kane have their own Kane Care system. Basically, when you're sending your equipment in, if you send in your bag, your analyzer, your probe and your printer, when it gets to Kane, if anything's defective about any of that equipment, it will get corrected for that price that you have paid. So you book it in online, send it in, and it comes back to you effectively as like a brand new unit. Obviously, as far as components are concerned, they don't literally give you a new unit every time, but they have gone through from bow to stern. So as part of that, in the next part of this video, we're going to go through where they're all basically made. So basically where your analyzer was born. So in this next sequence, we're going to see some of the machines and some of the processes that they have to go through to make one of your analyzers. So this will show you what's inside them and why you shouldn't be throwing them around like a short piece of 3x2 in the back of your van, and why you should be looking after them. There you go, kids. Anyway, right, bye for now. Right, folks, we're still at Kane at Atherton, and this incredible machine is making flue gas analyzers, making up the boards that go inside them. This is just absolutely amazing. They are plumbers ASMR. Watch how cool is that? And then once they've been through there, this that looks like the scanner they put me through at hospital, jokes on a postcard, these boards then go in there go through this incredible machine and they're baked, literally baked, and they come out like that. So all jokes aside, this is why we don't chuck these about, because look at all the components inside there. So you don't want to be throwing delicate pieces of equipment around here. Anyway, that is this section over and done with, and you can join me in the next room where these components are put together and you end up with a flue gas analyzer. Anyway, again, bye for now. Right folks, now once these have been through this machine and baked, again we're still over at Kane. These components then, these boards, go over here, get magnified, and the lovely Angela goes over every single one of these connections and these components and makes sure that they're all as they should be. Before then, she puts them on there and they're all ready to rock and roll. So in the next part of the video, we're going to be in the next room where the next part of the process of your cane coming together happens. Again, bye for now. Well folks, we're over at Kane and nobody gets left out here. They don't pay the staff peanuts, but for the birds outside. Look at that! Even the starlings get looked after here, look. There you go folks. Well, here we are kids, back at Bolton again. Wayne from Bolton again. Back at Kane, and here we are following how analyzers actually come to be. So we've seen where all these boards were made in the next room. Now here is where all the assembly, basically the assembly starts, and all these get checked and made sure they're all working. Obviously you've got larger bits of equipment here. Again, look at the sparrows being looked after and starlings there. Nobody gets paid peanuts apart from the birds outside. And skillful hands here. I couldn't do this, mate. How do you do this? Keep a steady hand. Actually being made. There you go. Practice makes perfect. And here's, there you go, look at that. Absolutely fascinating this. All these different components and all these bits have to be put together to make that piece of equipment that some folk, as I say, throw around like a piece of 3x2 in the back of the van. Again, here's components all ready to be made into the finished article and then tested on these jigs to make sure the functionality of each part is correct and it's reading what it should read, so they're tested on here to make sure all the way through. And again, I mean, this gives you some idea. Look at the size of that magnifying glass, just to be able to see some of these components that have been worked on and tested. So there you go folks, there's another little bit of an insight into how Kane works. Thank you very much folks, bye for now. Bye. Right folks, back at Kane at Atherton, and this is where our analysers will come in. Come on this desk. This just happens to be one of mine coming in. Right, so that'll comes in here now. That's been logged in now, has it folks? This one?
Yeah.
Right, so this one obviously then goes through this door and we come on to this part with all these clever folks, and your analyzer comes in here. I'm trying not to show folks' faces in case they don't want to be on camera. You know, if you're wanted by authorities, this is not the place. Yeah, anyway folks, still tracking. We're not going to take this actual one all the way through the process because it takes a very long time. To all the people that think these machines come in and they just get plugged in, unplugged, put in a box and sent back. As I've said previously in this video, that could not be further from the truth. But next part of the process, they come through. Now obviously, some come through looking like that, nice and lovely. Some come through looking like that, like they've just come back from a war zone. There you go. Which one of them do we think might have a problem going through this process? Or are you kidding? Right. So obviously then, they go through the process of being booked in, initial checks, then they get put on the board there and prioritised. If you've booked your analyzer in online, then the clock starts and these folks are on a deadline to get it turned around and sent back to you. So there you go, look at that lot. That's just a fraction of them, obviously. So once they've been through that process, all these folks over here, these are lots and lots of analyzers and equipment going through the process of it, all being serviced and calibrated and tested. And if necessary, as I've said, if you send in your bag, your analyzer, we all call it the sniffer, don't we, folks? Right? Etc. And your printer in, if any of those are faulty, they'll be replaced or repaired and come back to you. So effectively, it's like having a new kit again. So, as I've said, come through, all tested. Yeah, you've got analyzers going through the process, but this is just one part of the testing. Try not to show faces again. There's another lad here called Wayne. I'm not going to show you his face though. How are you doing, mate?
Not so bad, how are you?
Not bad at all.
Good.
And there you go. There's some more going through the process. But this is just one of the processes that they go through. There you go. And there you can see you do actually pull them in bits and make sure everything's working. Look at that, that's clever, isn't it? Use the magnets. You use the magnets all screws while you got it in bits. That's the one. You know, shows the magnets are alright, isn't it? Look at that. So, all the way through this process, and all these folks here, making them all work nice for us. There you go, there's another one in bits and pieces being sorted out. But I must admit, folks, I have seen one or two of these that have come through here, and I don't know what some of you mucky buggers are doing with them, but I haven't seen a boiler full of wood chip. But I have seen an analyzer full of wood chip. So, like I said, we've all got to start treating these bits of equipment like hospital equipment. Here we go. Yeah. Now, all joking aside, Kane have their Kane or Kane Care system, where if you send in your equipment, basically it'll come back to you with everything tested and any components and parts that are faulty replaced. So if you send your bag in and it's ripped, you send your analyzer in and there might be a faulty component inside it, and let's say your probe has got a fault in it that you might not even know about it. They'll check it all over and make sure it all works perfectly for you when it comes back to you. The other thing I didn't know is, if you go to your merchant with your analyzer, no matter what make or model it is, and you trade it in, you can trade up to a Kane. And that's an offer that's on for a good few months apparently. Finding out lots and lots here at Kane today. So I hope this lot has been of value to you all. You know, there we go. There's a whole lot of analyzers going through the process. Anyway, hope this has helped and speak to you all soon. Bye for now. Hi folks, just had a very enjoyable few hours over with Kane at Atherton here, going through from the start where analyzers are made. A lot of people might not realise they actually make them over here. Basically watching them from birth, all being put together. This, hopefully I've captured some decent video of the process of them being actually put together, and then going through what happens to your analyzer when you send it in for calibration and service. You learn something every day. Kane Care basically is a process by which you pay your fee to have it serviced and calibrated, and for that fixed fee, if you send your bag, your printer, your probe and your analyzer into Kane, if there's anything wrong with any of them, they will either replace the faulty component or give you a new one. Being, if the probe's faulty, you get a new probe. If the bag is has failed, then you get a new bag, etc., etc. The analyzers are stripped down, checked and made sure that all the components actually work as they should do, and if they're not, they swap them. Because again, someone asked me what happened, and a couple of cynics said, oh, they only plug them in and then unplug them and send them back. Well, for all them people, no, they don't. They get done properly. So like I said, I've had a good laugh here, been through the process, and I'm going to be hopefully be putting some videos up soon showing that process. Hopefully I'm going to be doing a few more videos with the companies and the products I use anywhere, if you get what I mean, don't you? I'm not getting paid off these people. I'm not going on with a van full of free goodies. I will, full disclosure, I've got a magnetic bowl and I've got a couple of vent keys, because the vent keys are absolutely belters. And I've had a brew with them and a little bit of chocolate, because it is weighing at the end of the day. But lovely folks. But as I say, companies like this that I've already done business with, I already use their products, and they're nice, friendly folks. All of you out there, those companies, yeah, I'm coming for you. And hopefully we can have a brew, have a giggle, and hopefully expand it so when we're going to meet a few of the characters in our industry, and perhaps have a giggle with them along the way as well, and let you in on who I like to watch on the internet, YouTube, etc. I might tell you to go and watch somebody's video that I enjoy. So as I said, I don't know whether there's loads of people going to watch these or nobody's going to watch them, but in the meantime I'm going to have a giggle with them. So if you want to join in, you know where I am. If you want to what is it, what are you supposed to say on these videos? Oh, if you like, subscribe, etc. It does help the videos get out to more people. Part of this is older guys like me say, oh, I use such and such a thing, or I use this and I use this and this is why I do this. I want to answer the question, well, why do you use that? Why do you use their product? Why do you use this? You know what I mean, don't you? All right, folks, have an absolutely brilliant time, and bye for now.